Hello, Andrew.
Hello, John.
How are you today?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm well. So, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. So I have a question.
Let's hear it.
Well, we cheers first.
We always cheers
We always
first.
cheer first. Cheers.
Cheers.
So,
All right.
you're in Disney World.
Okay, I'm
You're
there.
sleeping in.
Always do.
11 a.m.
Yep.
We're talking you slept in.
Sure.
You head to Epcot. 45-minute wait. Spaceship Earth. The Epcot ball. No, thank you. You keep going. You head into the... Well, you're past the Epcot ball. You're past Spaceship Earth. You got the land on your right. You've got Space 220 on your left. And you got the World Showcase straight ahead of you. Where are you going to eat?
Oh, a good-looking question right there.
Yeah, I like it.
So let me start off by saying, because and let me know if you think this is important too. Because you can either go right or left when you're in World Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
People have different opinions on where to start.
Okay.
Me, I start in Mexico.
I think okay, so I do start in Mexico, but I gotta say that I think that I start in Canada more often. And the reason is this: usually when I go, we are in the middle of a festival, so food and wine, and so I go straight to Canada first, and the reason being is because they have that sweet filet mignon on the Food and Wine Festival menu. They usually have that cheddar soup as well, in which I partake in both. And it's a heavier meal in the festival, so I actually like to start on that. Unless, of course, I'm thinking of a frozen marg for breakfast, in which case I head right to Mexico.
Which is exactly why I head right to Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Because you know that margarita stand opens at 11. So if I sleep into 11, that's opening right when I wake up.
You know what's funny is the margarita stand, which is also has fantastic tacos. Across the, let's call it the street, across the street from there, they were constructing a building for a little while, and every time I walk by, I'm like, ooh, what are they building there? And finally, when they unveiled it, it was another margarita stand.
So here's, just real quick, here's the thing
Yeah.
about the 10 a.m., 11 a.m. margarita.
Yeah, sure.
It sets the day
It's
in a way that only a good vacation can.
It sets the tone for the day, for sure.
Like if I have a 10 a.m. margarita at home, that's probably going to be a bad day.
It sets the day. It sets
Gonna
the
be a bad
tone
day.
in a bad way.
It's probably going to be a bad day. 10 a.m. margarita, Mexico, Disney World, Epcot, great day.
Great day. It's all about the context.
So since I'm starting in Mexico, can I?
For the sake of this, we can start in Mexico.
Okay,
because
because that's what I was going to ask. Like, are we going to go separate ways and meet in the middle, or are we just going to?
we can go separate ways and meet right at Regal Eagle if you wish.
No,
Okay.
I don't wish that.
We're going together. We're going through Mexico. Let's do it.
Okay, so ultimately, because we're talking eats here.
Yes.
Okay. Ultimately, I try not to fill up in Mexico. And here's why. Because though there are select Mexican foods that I very much enjoy, for the most part, it is not worth the room in my stomach.
Okay.
And let me even hit you with this, savory and sweet. Because in my experience, the churros smell amazing
Yeah.
and are lackluster when you eat them.
Unfortunately, we have to talk about churros for a second because churros are something that I feel that I can really get behind. As I am a savory person, not so much sweet, but I get into sweets for sure. But so churro is something that I want to like. I think that I do like. I just don't think that I've had a good one. And there was the Festival of the Arts one year. I want to say it was 2019.
I think I know what you're gonna say, but
The
okay.
the paintbrush
Yeah,
churros.
yeah.
The paintbrush churros.
Don't say they were good, right?
Great for Instagram. No, they weren't good.
Oh, okay.
No, they were not good. No. The chocolate that made it, so they were fantastic for Instagram, a very like pretty snack and something that you see a picture and like, ooh, I want those. No, the chocolate on them were like flaked off. It was like this thick, I think it was a white chocolate dyed like blue, red.
I'm
yellow.
not a white chocolate fan either.
Nor
just,
am
just
I.
real quick.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey,
good company. Good company.
There we go.
Great minds. Hey, cheers.
We can cheers to that bad boy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the churro.
it was stale, and I feel that beyond the chocolate, the churro itself wasn't good. And every time I've tried an amusement park churro or a theme park churro, yes, they are different. Theme park, amusement park. Six Flags is an amusement park. Disney's a theme park.
And just really quick while we're on the subject of churros,
Sure.
not giving any hate to Disneyland churros. I haven't
Okay.
been there, haven't tried them. I hear they're amazing.
Yeah, true. This
So-
is strictly Disney World.
No hate to Disneyland.
No.
I'm sure I'd hate them anyway, but no hate to Disneyland.
I'd give them a chance. I'm optimistic that I would like them just fine.
Well, there we go. Okay.
Churro. Yeah, so no. So we're not about eating dessert in Mexico. We're not about to do it.
No.
I've had dinner in Mexico a couple times, the San Angel and the margarita stand with the tacos. I've had them. I've had the tried the fish taco, tried the chicken taco, the carnitas taco. They're all just great.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, and then but we're talking about the beginning of the day. You don't want to spoil your appetite. You have a whole world to walk through.
You have a whole world to walk through.
So let's start for a marg for breakfast.
Marg for breakfast, absolutely. Since just before we continue on, I have to ask, do you personally walk through, look at everything, then walk through again to make your decision? Or do you just go through, get what looks good, and then if you're full and you see something later, you're like, if only?
The latter. I don't walk through twice. No way. Usually, if I'm walking through, I'm trying to enjoy that World Showcase, going into the shops and whatnot. But on a festival day, yeah, we're going to walk through, and I'm sorry, I have to tell a story. Because I was
Love
in
story
Epcot.
time.
Yeah, I was in Epcot with Andrew here, and he was really hungry, and he's also a picky eater. So
I am a very picky eater.
he's extremely picky eater, but not so much that you can't usually find something for him. The issue here was me, Andrew, and the couple of friends we were with, we think we were with our other brother as well, we were going through the Food and Wine Festival booths, and he was really interested in the mac and cheese. What booth was that at? Do you remember?
I want to say,
It was near the entrance of World Showcase, I think.
it was near the entrance, and so there's a booth called, I believe it's called Mac and Eats.
There it is.
Yeah,
It's like kind of between like Figment and the World Showcase.
If I'm
It's like off to the
correct, it's
side.
called Mac and Eats.
Okay. Well, let's for the sake of this story say he wanted to eat at Mac and Eats. So we go and we're kind of all sampling foods from around the world. We walk all the way around. He's like, you know what? Nothing's hitting me. I'll just hold off for that mac and cheese. So okay, we walk around and we're full at this point. We're walking around trying to get food for Andrew. Finally, we get to Mac and Eats after because the World Showcase is no joke. It takes a good long time to walk it.
Especially in that heat.
Especially
that
in
Florida
that summer heat. Yeah. So we get to Mac and Eats, and he orders the mac. Oh, did you order it, or did you just look? He
No,
gets
I
it.
just
He
no,
just
I
looks,
didn't order that.
and it came with like green peppers on top or something, or some kind of vegetable.
Pass.
And he's like, "No thanks."
I'll pass on that. I'll pass on that.
So I'm like, that was a waste of time.
And let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. When you're in that Florida heat,
okay.
when you're hangry,
Okay.
and This isn't every time I go to, let me just say, this isn't every time I go to Epcot because the menu does change around. And in fact, the last time I went to Epcot, I stopped at many booths.
You did tell me that, yeah.
Yes, which we will talk about as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're hot, when you're hangry, oh, that's a bad combination when you find out that's the one thing you wanted.
It was the worst.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
And I wasn't even hungry. It was just horrible
So,
walking it. With that said, I don't walk it twice. Walking it once is enough.
Okay. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So I definitely go through, and once I'm full, I'll be like, missed out on that.
Let me also just say something really quick because the past time I went the most recent time,
Yeah.
I did get macaroni and cheese at Mac and Eats.
Your palate is expanding. I feel
It is expanding. So I don't like the fact that I'm a picky eater.
Yes.
I don't like that about myself.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's how I've always been. So it's a slow transition into being a non-picky eater.
Yep.
But where I'm at currently
Mm-hmm.
is I used to, if something I didn't like was on that food, I'd be like, no. But where I'm at currently is even if something I don't like is on the food, it's okay. I'll still eat it. I'll just eat around it. And that's a big leap for me.
Heck of a guy.
I am a heck of a guy.
Cheers-
We'll
cheers
cheers
to
to
that.
that. I'm a heck of a
There
guy.
it is. Well, you know,
But
cheers to the palate.
cheers to the palate. But let me review Mac and Eats really quick since we're here,
Review Mac and Eats.
because Mac and Eats isn't a part of a country. I want to. It's just in between. Yeah. So let's take a quick detour to Mac and Eats.
Yeah.
It was okay mac and cheese. As a mac and cheese enthusiast, you see, I think that the cheese, which was my biggest concern,
Yeah.
was almost like eating a heavy nacho cheese, which is not
Okay.
something you generally think would be put on a pasta.
Okay.
I still ate it all though.
Tell the story. Tell the Animal Kingdom story.
Oh,
Real quick.
so I can't get out of my own way. I'm very much me. Okay. So when I am feeling not well or I'm, anything, I'm not 100%. If I'm not 100%, I'm still me. And what I mean by that is we were in Animal Kingdom and the heat gets to me.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
We go for 8 days at a time, maybe 12 days at a time. You know, we go, we spend our time, we take our time, we have a good time. So
Only way to do it.
yeah, exactly. Around day 5, the heat gets to me.
Yeah.
Okay? But here's the thing. We hit usually every park twice.
Okay, yeah.
This was the second Animal Kingdom day.
Yep.
So I had already been to Animal Kingdom. I had already done everything I wanted to
He'd
do.
done the rides.
Done the rides.
All right.
Was not feeling good. The heat was getting to me.
Okay.
And I was like, I said to the party, I said, is it okay if we go back to the hotel, maybe a pool day? I just really got, I'm not feeling well. I'm at the beginning stages of heat stroke here,
Yeah.
dizzy and whatnot, nauseous and all this.
Yeah, seeing spots.
And everyone was like, oh yeah, that worriedness, because this is shocking news to
for sure.
to hear. Yeah, gotta get some water in you. Yeah, let's go back to the hotel. We already did our day here. Let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, hold on. Before we go back, let me just quickly go to this booth over here. And I'm blanking on the name, and I very much apologize because you have great food.
We'll shout it out next
we'll-
time we talk about Animal
We'll
Kingdom.
give you guys a shout out.
Yeah.
Great place. I said, hold on. Before we go, let me go to this booth right here. I got 3 helpings of the mac and cheese with pulled pork on top.
Come on.
And I was like, let me just eat this really quick, and then we'll go.
He's in the middle of like a beginning stages of heat stroke, and he buys 3 helpings of cheese, smothered carbs, and
yeah.
just stuff that'll dry him right out.
Oh, yeah. Because those heavy foods in the heat, not great.
Not great,
Not great.
but
I can't get out of my own way. I had to
can't
do
get
it.
out of its own way. All right, yeah, no, and that's perfect. So Food and Wine Festival, Flower Garden, they all have booths. For the sake of this, we have started with a frozen marg for breakfast. There is no festival going on right now. We are going on to our next country.
The next country is Norway.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you eating in Norway?
More like, what am I eating in Norway? Am I right?
He's right.
Because Norway is very much generally, I don't need anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much if you want a pastry or something.
Yeah, unless you're eating at a Kirchhoff's Royal Banquet Hall.
Which, a pass.
You know, I've had one experience there, and as a rule, I like to eat everywhere twice to give a full opinion. But I'll tell you, I was just the food was fine. It was kind of buffet style. It was buffet style,
Shout out Tusker House.
Yeah, shout out Tusker House. But the Kirchhoff's Royal Banquet Hall is a poor man's version of Cinderella Castle. I said it, and basically the characters there just were not in it 100%. I don't know if it was because it was I was there with my wife and we were just too old for them to pay attention to, or but that doesn't happen anywhere else. So
what characters were there?
Jasmine, Aurora, Snow White. It's Cinderella Castle. I think Cinderella was there.
Oh, really?
It's Cinderella Castle in Norway, but not as good.
Interesting.
And yeah, so the food is fine, average, but passable, but the atmosphere. I would just
if you. If you really need breakfast, because if you rope drop Epcot, you can't go around. They stop you at Norway. You can't get into China, if I'm correct.
Don't know for sure, but I know that they open the World Showcase later.
Yeah,
Norway you can go into because of Frozen Ever After.
Right. Yeah. So I believe they block you off there, and you can't get into China.
Okay.
So if you're rope dropping and you want a breakfast,
like
if you're a muffin person or whatever.
Yeah.
That's
Norway.
all. That's all.
Yeah, but okay, so without, leaving the World Showcase for a second, why don't you just go to Connection Cafe? So half of Connection Cafe, I don't know if you've even
these
been
are
there.
The questions. I've been in there. I haven't gotten anything from there.
Okay. Yeah. Half of it is a Starbucks. The other side of it is in fact, a place where you can eat. But you can get yourself a pastry or a muffin or a breakfast sandwich at the Connections Cafe Starbucks side.
I'm not a breakfast person to begin with.
I ain't walking in Norway for breakfast, and I am a breakfast person.
To Norway.
Ain't walking in Norway.
Not doing it.
I don't know if I've ever had breakfast in Epcot, other than a frozen marg, of course.
Well, that goes without saying. That's like if you. Do you eat breakfast at all? Do you eat breakfast in the morning when you?
Absolutely.
Do you eat breakfast every morning?
Like in Disney?
Let's start general. Do you eat breakfast every morning, and then do you eat breakfast every morning in Disney?
Okay, so I would eat breakfast every morning of my life. Weekends, absolutely. I have a smorgasbord of breakfast. Otherwise, over the week, I have a banana every day. And the potassium is fantastic. I used to get muscle pains ever since I started eating a banana every day. I'm not joking.
Really?
I'm good.
Well, there we go.
Cured. So the answer is yes, but I work early, so I grab a banana.
Right.
In Disney, I don't eat breakfast every day. If it's a chill day, if it's more of a laxed go as go where the wind takes you kind of day, I'll stop for breakfast. I'll hit up a Crystal Palace buffet or one of my favorite breakfasts on Disney property, Ale and Compass. And I would do that every day. But if you're going like rope drop, trying to hit, run right to Soarin', single ride test track, go to Frozen Ever After.
There's no time for breakfast.
There's no time for breakfast.
There's no time for breakfast.
Maybe a muffin from Connections. That's where I tap out.
There we go. Yep.
So where we land is nothing at Norway. Nothing at Norway.
We're gonna go nothing at Norway.
Okay.
And let's say, because in this scenario we've woken up late, so the rope is down. We can continue on. We're in China.
We are in China.
Love China.
I love China too.
Love China.
Yeah. You eat at Nine Dragons?
No, I have not.
No,
I have not.
Okay, I've eaten there 3 times maybe.
I would though.
And yeah, so it's not the most popular one. So it's one that even without a res or day of, you can make a res. It's not bad. It's good. The options may not be as they may not be as sprawling as your local Chinese place. There's probably better, but it's good sit down Chinese dining in Epcot. It completely suffices for me. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. I do. Okay. I'm gonna say this too. I don't really eat in China.
Okay.
I would. Nine Dragons, whatever. But
Sure.
if we're talking, if it's festival time and there are booths set
Oh
up,
yeah.
I'm not gonna stop at a China booth.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, I will.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, and here's why.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, piggy eater. Big fan of Chinese buffets.
Me too.
But when I do go to the Chinese buffets, I get the more tame Chinese food.
Okay.
And obviously, because the way Epcot works, it's more. I've never been to China, so I can't say traditional because I'm not educated on that.
Okay.
But do you know what I mean? It almost seems like a more traditional type of Chinese food, and it's just a little much for me.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. It's. What do you mean by traditional? Like Americanized or actual Chinese?
Well,
food?
because like if I go to a Chinese restaurant that's 10 minutes from my house,
yeah,
that's going to be Americanized.
Yeah. Well, Nine Dragons is Americanized.
Oh, okay.
To it, absolutely. To a
well,
degree.
okay. Maybe
you
I'm
get your Chinese menu at a Chinese restaurant. It does not look like Nine Dragons.
Maybe I'm just coming at this with complete ignorance, which is very possible.
I think you're being absolutely ignorant.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, so let me just say this then. It's a little much for me. I'm not going to eat in China.
Okay.
But
he loves China.
Love China. That gift shop is where I spend a majority of my money.
I think China or Japan.
Time out.
That's okay, Andrew.
Japan.
Shout
out Japan.
So,
skip China.
But no, well, China's good for that 3D, 360 movie.
It's my favorite of the 3Ds, 360s. 380, 180.
You know what? I think it's a 360. I think that it's my favorite. Also, let's cheers. All right, to Japan.
To Japan, everyone.
Yeah. What's coming after China?
A good one, Germany.
Germany is where you get your snack on or your lunch on.
I've done both.
Yeah,
I've done
both.
I love a good bratwurst.
That bratwurst.
I love a good bratwurst.
Pretzel bun,
mustard,
some sauerkraut. They even have one on the booth. I know we're not talking festivals, but I gotta shout the festival out. I get that one every time, and it's filling, but it's worth getting because it's right up my alley. And I've gotten one from the quick service at Germany. Have you ever eaten at Biergarten?
No.
Which is the sit-down Germany, and I have. Kind of looks like you're outside at night in Germany, and there's live performance there. It's quite a nice atmosphere. And once again, it's buffet style, but it's German food, and it's not everybody's bag of tea or bag of tea.
Let's go with bag of tea. I think that's wrong though.
Okay, it's not my
cup of tea. It's a cup of tea, right?
It's not my bag of tea.
Nice.
But no, I'm sorry. It's not many people's bag of tea, but I dig it. I will drink that tea.
Okay.
I am a fan of Biergarten.
Okay.
I quite love it.
Okay.
But for your caramel desserts, Germany's where you're at.
On many occasions, I've gotten what is it? An apple strudel or whatever.
Apple strudel.
And
yeah.
And I have to, let me just give a quick shout out to Germany, because usually sometimes the portion sizes get smaller, but every time I get it, it gets larger.
There it is.
And there it is.
Yeah, we're fans of Germany at Epcot. I would call it a lunch, because we had slept in, and that's where we are going for lunch. We have had a frozen marg for breakfast.
You got to work off the margarita. You got to get something in your stomach.
Walk it off. Yeah,
walk it off. And you know what? See the 360 movie. Stay a while. Let's stay a while.
Yeah, enjoy China.
Not China. Well, skip China.
The 360 movie is in China.
So
there's three 360 movies,
and
there's one in Canada.
Oh,
there's one which used to be narrated by Martin Short, which I think that is not the case anymore. There's the France 360 movie, which kind of plays in and out from the Beauty and the Beast one now. What's that one called?
I don't know. I didn't like it.
Another talk for another time. But that one, I don't like that either. But they do still play the France movie, and then there's one in China, which is I thought it was your favorite of the three.
It is. It is. Shout out China.
So stay a while in China.
Stay a while in China. See the movie. Get some lunch in Germany.
Yeah.
A great start to the day.
A great start to the day. If you were to bypass lunch in Germany, though, if you were just going to get a caramel treat, where to next?
We're in Italy now.
Oh boy.
Now let's talk about Italy for a moment.
Let's.
And let me go back to something I said about Mac and Eats with it being hot.
Yeah,
and the heavy foods. Maybe it was when I was talking about me and Animal Kingdom with the macaroni and cheese.
I remember.
Nonetheless,
yeah.
Last time I was in Epcot, you unfortunately were not there. And I used to send you videos of everything I ate, and I rated them in those videos.
Oh yeah, it's true. He did.
One of these videos, we were in Italy.
Was funny.
Let me paint the scene for you.
Okay.
We're in Italy. All right. Hot day. And you know how I get on my hot days.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
Start the video off. I go, so people say that these, heavy foods, these hot foods, you shouldn't do it in these hot days. To them, I say, forget about it. I'm doing it. So, and then, it's a cliffhanger, like more to come type situation.
Oh, my.
I get the shredded chicken ravioli with some Alfredo sauce. Oh boy, that was delicious. I sucked that down, and I'm eating it all cocky. I'm like,
no.
Yeah, everyone's skipping by it. Hot day. I don't think so. Wasn't doing great afterwards. My review back to you.
Where was that?
This was Italy.
What was it in Tutto Italia? Or was it at the festival?
This was a festival.
Oh, okay.
This was a booth at the festival.
Okay.
Yes. So we're outside. The return video was the people who say don't eat heavy foods in the heat. You're right on. But delicious nonetheless.
Come on.
And I would do it again. I
think Italy is the perfect place for dinner when it's starting to cool off a little bit, or at least the sun is starting to go down. Even if it doesn't cool off, no matter how hot it is, it's always the worst in the sun. In fact, some of the worst I've sweat in Disney World is just standing in a line at one of those festival booths, be sweating, and I'd be fine the rest of the day just standing and cooking in the hot sun.
Yeah.
You don't want a big old bowl of pasta. Or 3 helpings of mac and cheese or whatever Andrew does.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you want exactly that.
I've never eaten at Tutto Italia, but I've eaten at the pizzeria. What's the pizzeria?
Hold on. I've eaten there, too.
Hold on.
What's that place called?
I'm figuring it out.
So while you're doing that, let me tell you guys a little bit more about me, because I'm a big-time proponent of eating on your way to the reservations. So, and what's the best thing to eat while you're walking? Something, obviously a hand food, a slice of pizza, everyone. And this is where I had that pizza. because we were walking to our we were eating at Regal Eagle that day, so I guess it wasn't a reservation. But you better believe I was walking there with a piece of pizza in my hand. You better believe it.
From Italy?
Oh yeah,
Via Napoli.
that's it.
The
Via
pizzeria,
Napoli.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I've not had pizza from there, which I
Oh,
kind
my.
of kick myself. I
Oh,
gotta
my.
have pizza.
You gotta.
Well, there's a stand there. You could just order
Yeah.
a slice. That's what you did.
That's
right?
exactly what I did.
I've sat down and eaten there, and I've eaten a pasta dish.
Yeah.
Probably an Alfredo something. But
A lot of sit down room there
a
too.
lot of sit down room. But those giant pizza ovens are crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And they're awesome. And I wish that I had that pizza.
Oh yeah.
I liked the food quite a bit. It was very good,
Yeah.
but the portions were small for me.
But that pizza is large.
Perhaps, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to try it. I'll try it next time.
Try next time. Give us the review.
I will.
Is
Is it your favorite pizza on Disney property?
Oh, that's a good looking question.
I have my answer because I've not had Via Napoli.
As of right this second, since I'm blanking on anything that tops it, I'm gonna go yes.
All right.
But I have to say I don't often get pizza in Disney World.
Yeah.
And when I have, it has not been better. No.
Got it. Well, there's two types of pizza. There's your pizza Rizzo, your pizza Fari,
Yeah. And then
which I have a place for in my heart.
and it's all the same. Like, and then you can get pizza at the hotel, but it's like all the same kind of pizza.
It is, but then you go to my pick, which would be Trattoria Al Forno on the boardwalk. Got pizza there. Think it was a little bit of. I think I got it with pesto, maybe some artichoke heart, light on the cheese for you room fans.
Is the boardwalk overrated?
No. Well, is it really talked about much?
Is it not?
It's not overrated. I have a funny story. You know what? I have a funny story about the boardwalk.
Overrated.
I have a very funny story. I don't think it's overrated. I love the boardwalk. I will wear my Abracadabra shirt when we talk about the boardwalk.
Oh, we're gonna have to talk about. I have some opinions on Abracadabra too.
All right, so we can go right into boardwalk right now. So let's stick. We're in Italy. But noted.
Oh yeah.
Noted
So let me say just really quick, because pizza's great, and I avidly want to be that guy that just walks around with a slice of pizza in his hand. One step closer to being that guy.
Good for you.
No, great for me.
Great for you. What's after Italy?
The America.
So
I gotta say.
He's got to say it.
I gotta say it, and I will say it.
Say it.
Regal Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what everyone thinks about the change, because it was
Liberty Inn.
Liberty Inn.
I looked it up before.
Don't even remember. Nobody remembers anymore.
I've eaten there once.
Nobody remembers anymore. And let me tell you something. I'm a big barbecue guy.
Yeah.
You a big barbecue guy?
I am. I don't think I'm as big as you, but I am.
Let me say something,
Mm-hmm.
and heed my words.
Okay.
My favorite quick service in all of Disney World. Period.
Wow.
Yep. Strong words.
Including Disney Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Regal Eagle.
Regal Eagle. Amazing food. I get 2 entrees at one time.
What are your 2 entrees that you get?
So, and of course, menus change. So, at the time of this recording, it very well be changed. But when I was last there, I got the barbecue brisket on Texas toast with a side of mac and cheese.
Sounds yummy. Him and his mac and cheese.
Yeah. And then I got the barbecue pork butt, which was so flavorful. If it was any more flavorful, it'd be too much.
Wow.
Too much.
So it was perfect.
Perfect.
On Andrew's recommendation, I went to Regal Eagle last time I went to Florida about a month ago.
Yeah.
And you had talked about the brisket on the Texas toast. For me, I was thinking like, oh, the Texas toast, that's thick toast. It's gonna be a little dry. I'm not gonna like brisket can sometimes be dry. It's just my mindset. I'm like, it's a quick service. I'm gonna get the ribs. And then
You're out of your mind.
my wife Ariel, and our son Sebastian. By the way, that's not even a coincidence. It's just it is a coincidence. We didn't mean for Ariel to have a son named Sebastian. It's just the name we chose, and I stand by it. I do. So we would go to Regal Eagle. I think she got the chicken, and there was a barbecue chicken. There was Texas
You sent
toast.
me a picture of both of your entrees. I have to say the chicken was looked like the star of the show.
And it really was. It was so good. And I had some of it, and it was really good. And you know what I love about Regal Eagle is there's a sauce bar. There's like 5 or 6 different. There's like a steak sauce. There's a spicy sauce. There's a your mustard, your honey mustard, your ketchup.
Get the house-made barbecue sauce.
There are options. So what I did, I filled up 6 cups and I just tried the chicken dunked in each one of them, and one of them reminded me of like an A1, and I was just digging it.
Right. Yeah. So let me say this also, because I enjoy America. You can either eat in the restaurant, which is great because I like the atmosphere also. Even though I'm not a huge Muppets fan myself, but I do enjoy the atmosphere.
You got to appreciate Disney theming wherever it pops up.
And they do everything with 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you catch, if you're catching lunch at the right time, Voices of Liberty is happening.
And can you hear them?
You can hear them, and
nice.
What's that? Sounds of Broadway that they do on the stage? Is that what it's called?
No,
singers, sounds of.
I don't know.
Songs?
I don't know what it's
People
called.
are singing on the
Broadway.
Well, sometimes they have Broadway actors.
Yeah.
From like Beauty and the Beast or whatever.
Sounds of Broadway is this dumb thing that I used to do. I used to get some friends together and we'd perform and we'd call it Sounds of Broadway.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
And then one time we did a Sounds of Disney, and I swear that is a story for another time.
Another time. Bookmark that.
Yes, bookmark it.
So, but no, like if you don't want to sit down and like you can have the option of listening to music or sitting down at the stage area, outside. It's a nice atmosphere.
I really like it, and I was a fan of Regal Eagle. The ribs were not they were not fall off the bone. I prefer fall off the bone, but they were still extremely flavorful. But the chicken was the star. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one won the day. And the Texas toast was delicious. After I tried it, I'm like, okay, maybe I should have gotten that sandwich.
You see, if you listen to me more often.
I suppose so, but he gets 2 entrees and I don't, so what am I going to do?
You have to sample.
And I don't
if you're going to a new place, you're telling me you don't sample?
I sample. I don't get 2 entrees.
That's sampling, John.
Sampling is I get an entree, Ariel gets an entree, and I try a bite of hers.
No, you're out of your mind.
Sampling is getting 6 cups of sauce and dipping the chicken in.
That's not how I sample.
Well,
that's not how I sample. Yeah. Because let me say this too. let me throw this at you.
Yeah.
Not afraid of leftovers. Do I look afraid?
I mean,
do I look afraid?
No, I guess. But
no.
You got to tell me that you're eating leftover Regal Eagle the next day in Disney.
Well, this is where the reverse. This is where the surprise comes in. Because there are no leftovers.
There it is.
And there it is.
What's next? I think we're halfway through the world here.
Guess what's next?
I really want to say no. It's not Morocco, but I want to say Morocco. I'm going to say Morocco.
It is Morocco.
Hey,
no, it's Japan.
Oh, Japan.
It's Japan. It's time for Japan. Shout out that gift shop in Japan. That is where I spend the majority of my money. Great gift shop.
Fantastic. Like the best gift shop in the World Showcase by far. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Where have you eaten in Japan? We're not talking festival.
Okay.
Wait, do you go there in a festival?
Yes. No.
You don't. You can't. Because back when you thought you were talking about
Yep.
China.
Nope.
You said you didn't.
Yep.
So I just tested.
Unfortunately, everything
Right.
I said about China
applies.
applies.
So basically, if you said it all again. So have you eaten at Teppen Edo or Tokyo Dining?
Do you think I have?
I don't.
Well, then there's your answer.
Okay. So I assume you haven't eaten at the signature restaurant Takumi Te.
Do you think I have?
I know that you haven't.
Well, then there's your answer.
Okay. I have eaten at Teppen Edo and I have eaten at Takumi Te. I have not eaten at Tokyo Dining, though I really want to for the sushi.
What? Okay. Okay. So we'll get back to the sushi, but
Oh, you go ahead.
well, I was going to ask you what you got at the restaurants you have eaten.
Well, the Teppen Edo, I got. It's hibachi. Teppen Edo is hibachi, and I got the filet hibachi. They cut up filet, and they serve. It's hibachi, and it was really good. It was really good. I've been there once. Hibachi I like, but I need to be in the mood for it. So I really liked it. The Takumi Te is a signature restaurant, really expensive. Ariel got Wagyu beef there. It was like $100 bucks or something. I got sashimi, which is sushi with the fish on top, like a ball of rice with fish on top, like a raw fish or something. I don't like that better than sushi, but it was extremely good. Takumi Te was a bit expensive.
Is that the place with the $90 steak?
Yeah, the Wagyu beef that Arrow got.
Okay.
Yeah. You can get sushi at the quick service in Japan. You walk up those stairs near that beautiful koi fish pond, and you can get some sushi. Actually, they're not doing a dining plan right now in Disney, but it was a snack credit at the time. You get a plastic container of sushi for a snack credit.
Really?
Quite worth it, yeah.
Well, interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Can I tell a quick Japan story?
Please.
Okay. So last time I went to Disney World, I really wanted a nice umbrella. I don't have a problem with ponchos. Don't think I do. But I was like, don't think I do.
Ponchos make me sweat.
Well, of course they do. They keep the body heat in, but it's to keep you dry. So wait, hold on.
To keep you dry, they make you sweat.
So okay. So do you use an umbrella then?
I use a poncho.
Okay, then get an umbrella or stop complaining. Or get an umbrella and stop complaining, or don't complain.
I will wear I might. Or a raincoat.
Well, this umbrella story might help you because I really want a cool umbrella. I could have easily purchased, because once it starts raining, and usually I go right in the middle of hurricane season, so it rains at least once a day. And right when it starts raining, all the stores have the ponchos, all the stores have the umbrellas, but I get mixed reviews about those umbrellas.
Okay.
I get mixed reviews. So I'm like, you know what? I actually want to spend a little bit more money and get a nice umbrella that, is cool too.
Mm-hmm.
I've never owned an umbrella before. So it starts raining, and caught in the rain. I said, Epcot is like the place I think I'm going to find an umbrella. It starts raining, so I'm like, okay, if there was ever a time to find one, it's now. I'm in Japan. There's a booth outside set up. They have umbrellas that look like samurai swords.
Cool.
Very cool. And aside from the fact that I thought it was cool, quick thinking was happening because it's raining. So quick thinking was happening, and I'm like, there it is. This is cool. This is my umbrella. Purchased it. Second I purchased it, it stopped raining, but that doesn't matter. While I'm walking around with it, the wheels are starting to turn. I'm having time to think about it. Still really cool. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But now I have to figure out how I'm going to get this home. This looks like a samurai sword. I have to get on an airplane and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
So I was worrying about that for the rest of the trip.
Was it a problem?
It was not a problem. Some heads turned.
But you were worried.
Yeah. Well, what I did was it came in like a sack thing.
Sure.
and that made it look more like a sword.
Yeah.
So I took the sack off, and then I was holding it by the umbrella part so they can really see that part.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it was fine.
Good on you.
Great.
It probably would have been fine in either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
Okay. All right. Very good. Very good.
You know.
Japan. Moving on to Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Morocco has become something of a ghost town. Some political stuff with Morocco and Disney, I think. So, the restaurant Marrakesh, which was one of my favorite non-signature sit-down restaurants. For those of you who don't know, a signature would cost 2 sit-down dining credits on the dining plan because it is a special, more high-end dining and more expensive. So one of my favorite non-signature sit-downs was Restaurant Marrakesh, and that is now not open. Last I knew, the sign was still there. And I have not eaten at the Spice Road table, but I really want to. That looks good to me, and that is open right now. Have you eaten in Morocco?
No, I have not.
Okay.
And let me just say this, because I'm sure this is going to come up again.
Okay.
The only place I've eaten that's a sit-down restaurant, I think it's 2. The only places I've eaten. Rose and Crown.
Okay.
And Chef de France.
Chef de France.
Yeah.
Is France next? France is next.
Yeah.
So talk about Chef de France.
Yeah, let's good for Morocco. We haven't forgotten about you, but we're gonna skip you.
Well,
great sangria.
I like Restaurant Marrakesh. The leg of lamb with the couscous was one of my favorite dishes. I hope that it comes back one day.
Chef de France was a very enjoyable experience. I very much liked it. It was not something I would go to every time, though.
What did you get?
I got a pasta dish. And it was a very nice pasta, and it had a few cheeses, 3 if I'm correct, and I think it was called macaroni and cheese.
Oh
the
goodness.
waiter was very nice.
So you're saying like you wouldn't go there every time, but you got macaroni and cheese. An Italian
gourmet
dish.
mac and cheese.
But that's not a French dish.
Gourmet though.
So I got like a seafood bisque
Gourmet.
and a steak. It was one of the most full I've ever been in my lifetime.
That sounds not great.
I will say it's the 3rd most full I've ever been in my life. The other 2 will bookmark.
I've never thought about that before.
The most full I've ever been in my life was at Disney, but we'll bookmark that.
I know exactly when the most full I've ever been was, and it was not at Disney, but
No.
we'll bookmark that.
Yeah. Otherwise, I like the what's the quick service in France with you can get like the sandwiches and like there's eclairs there.
I don't eat sandwiches or eclairs, so it's not that I don't eat sandwiches. Well, okay. So here's this. I don't care for cold sandwiches.
Oh.
I'll eat them, but I don't care for them.
Then you wouldn't like this place.
And if I eat an eclair, I get a headache for 2 years. And unfortunately, I don't have 2 years to spare. I'm a very busy guy.
Okay.
So,
it's not that one.
just so you have my stance on eclairs
That's fine.
and sandwiches. But
there's good ice cream available in France, though.
yeah, last time I was in France, there was a line out the door to get whatever that ice cream place is called, and I was like, nah, it's not worth it.
So it's called,
Get
and
another margarita.
I might butcher this, Le Halles Boulangerie Pâtisserie. Probably butchering that.
Butchered.
But they have desserts there, and it's like kind of like that, French cafe thing. I'm a fan of that place. I'll go there. I don't go there every time, but I go there. Yeah, I like France, and the worst part about France is the Beauty and the Beast show.
Oh boy, yeah, is it? Oh man,
Yeah,
that's a doozy.
yeah. So after France, you're in the UK. You're in
Yeah,
England,
yeah,
and that's where you got your Rose and Crown pub
yeah,
and your fish and chips stand,
yeah.
which you can get the fish and chips in the Rose and Crown dining.
Let me tell a quick story really quick. I
Okay.
was in Disney World with you,
Yeah.
and picky eater, and it was dinner time. You knew you wanted to eat at France, and your wife Ariel was with us, and Ariel was also going to eat in France. I did not want to eat in France.
I remember this.
You know
yeah.
the story, yeah.
Yeah, continue.
Because it was that sandwich place.
Yes, it was the.
Because it was that sandwich place.
Yeah.
Now the heat got to me. This is like day 6 of the trip. Around like day 5,
Yeah.
like is when it gets to me. And so, I got the fish and chips from the Rose and Crown. It is still the Rose and Crown. Like, is it attached to the restaurant?
It has the same kitchen as it's the same fish and chips. I don't think it's called Rose and Crown though.
Right.
You keep talking. I'll
Yeah. So what happened was I got fish and chips from Rose and Crown, and then we walked to France so you and your wife could get your meal, and I was just gonna eat the fish and chips there. I like to eat my fish and chips with ketchup, and it's not a deal breaker if I don't have it, but I was hot. I was tired. I was in a bad mood. And I was just like, what, there's no... I was like, what, there's no ketchup in France?
This is the Yorkshire County Fish Shop.
Yeah, so, yeah, Yorkshire. Great fish and chips. Nothing against you. It's more against France. Have ketchup more readily available. There was a whole kitchen. They were slinging sandwiches and
You're
whatnot.
not gonna have ketchup in a sandwich and pastry shop.
But
You don't put ketchup on a sandwich.
You don't know what I do. You don't know what I do.
Well, the
Customer's always right. Am I right?
The French don't apparently. I don't. I'll say though that the fish and chips at Yorkshire and at Rose and Crown are good. They're good.
I walked back, got a handful of packets of ketchup.
Oh, the story wasn't done. Sorry.
Then I walked back to France. That's it.
Oh yeah, because you ordered, you walked
Yeah, I was very
back
upset.
to France. There was no ketchup. You walked back,
and you
got ketchup, and walked back.
And you know when you
Awful.
walk, when you're on a mission. You know how you walk when you're on a mission.
Yeah,
that's how I was walking.
and you're like hangry and stressed and
Hangry
like
and stressed.
overheated.
People were getting out the way.
And yeah, like this guy.
This guy
is in Epcot right now, but he looks like he's like at
something
work.
something isn't right.
Yeah.
This is not the Disney magic at work.
No. Everybody should have like packets of ketchup around. If you're, I that's what I think. I agree with you.
Thank you.
The fish and chips at Rose and Crown are good. The best fish and chips I've had on Disney property is at the Edison at Disney Springs, which I went with Ariel and her father. Her father then went back because we both agreed. We both got the fish and chips. We both agreed that it was excellent. He went back, and they were no longer on the menu. I don't know if it's seasonal or what, but I hope they bring it back. I really do.
You hate it when that happens, especially when it's a popular item.
Yeah. I have to vent on Rose and Crown for just a minute.
Please.
Rose and Crown, for me, used to be one of my favorite hidden gems. The Yorkshire pudding was awesome. The Scotch egg I liked. I think that was my introduction to Scotch eggs. I've since tried to cook my own. I get them where I go, and wherever I go where they are, I always order Scotch eggs. I've gotten the corned beef and cabbage there. I've liked it. The bangers and mash I've gotten multiple times there, and I love it. And this past time, I got the burger because I've never had a burger there. And Ariel would get the fish and chips and the steak because there was a combo. She got the shepherd's pie once. We've had a lot
I've
of the
done
menu.
that once, the fish and chips and steak combo.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good.
The thing is, I don't know if it's from the pandemic. A lot of the workers went back to their home country. I don't know if they're back yet, but I know that there's been decline in some of the quality. So I've actually been sticking to the festivals recently and not eating as much in the World Showcase, Rose and Crown is not how I like it anymore. It's not what it used to be. I'm actually going to take a little break from Rose and Crown because the last time I went, the last time before the last time, I decided to take a little break because it wasn't up to par as to where I was used to and how I do love it. It's a place in my heart for Rose and Crown dining room. And I will go back, and I still say I like it. But right now, particularly the last time I went, it just wasn't good. And I'm all set for now.
Yeah, it's good that you're going to take a break because what's the point in continuing to go, ruining the restaurant for you completely?
Right.
You know?
I'd rather wait and see, in a couple of years, maybe I'll try again.
That's a hidden gem fireworks spot too, right? Like you can get a good outside to watch the fireworks.
I don't know anymore with Harmonious because the rigs are in different spots for illuminations. I believe it was a decent spot. The best spot for illuminations was actually for me right in Mexico, right past the Margarita Bar, because you're right in front of one of those cannons that go off, and if you're with somebody who doesn't know. It's quite a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure anymore about Harmonious, but you can be dining outside while it's going on, for sure. I don't know how good of a seat it is, though.
Okay. Well, there we
so
go.
then you got Canada.
Yep. So Canada sometimes is your start.
Sometimes it's my start, and it's particularly because of that filet at the festival. And that's what I get at Le Cellier every time. It's one of my favorite dishes of all time.
So then your starting dish and ending dish doesn't change, regardless you're getting that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like if I'm in the if I'm eating at the festival, I'm usually not getting a sit down. I'm usually like filling up on that festival food.
Mm-hmm.
But the cheddar soup and the filet mignon with the wild mushroom risotto, I could eat that for days.
Eat it for days?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
fantastic food.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
How is the steak usually cooked?
I get medium rare, but they cook it to your order.
Oh, they cook it to your order. Like, are we talking about at the booth?
No. Oh, at the booth at the festival, it comes kind of medium to medium well.
Oh, okay.
But still yummy. But at the restaurant, they'll cook it right. That's a signature restaurant, Le Cellier, and I think my choice for favorite eats at Epcot. I know you say Regal Eagle is your favorite quick service.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant in Epcot? Favorite overall? Like sit down and quick included.
Oh.
Is it Regal Eagle?
I think it might be Regal Eagle.
Well, then what's your favorite sit down? Well, I know you haven't had too many.
So, yeah, I haven't had too many, but the ones I have had...
You eat at Coral Reef?
No. I almost did this. The person I was going with is, believe it or not, even pickier than me.
Pickier, okay.
So I would eat at Coral Reef. This person would not, so we didn't go.
All right, well, next time we go, we're eating at Coral Reef.
Yeah. So I think if I had to give an answer, it would be Chef de France. It would be Chef de France. Even though, well, no, I'm not even going to say even though. I had the gourmet mac and cheese.
You don't need to justify.
I don't need to. Gourmet.
And that's a very good answer. Like, it's a good choice.
Yeah.
Top places that I want to say something real quick about Coral Reef. It's not a Disney trip unless I book Coral Reef and cancel it at some point. I've done it like 3 times. I'd be like, Coral Reef, we're going to dinner this day at Coral Reef. And then we're like, something else is open or whatever. And I'll be like, okay, hold on. And I go into Coral Reef and say, hey, listen, we got to head out. Can I cancel? And they do every time. No charge or anything, no penalty. But it's not a trip unless I cancel. And I like Coral Reef. I got, you got the aquarium view, and I'm eating, I think it was a mahi that I got. I was just like, I enjoyed it. And then the dessert was like this turtle cheesecake. Great. I'm a fan of Coral Reef. I just cancel a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there are some booths that very similar to Mac and Eats that are not a part of the World Showcase.
Right.
Like, isn't there like
Taste track.
a taste
Donuts.
track,
Yeah.
donuts, and isn't there like a Hawaiian?
No,
am I making that up?
Well, no, you're not making it up, but that's usually during a festival.
Okay.
It's like you got your pulled
And then
pork
there's like
there.
a chocolate thing too, right?
No, that's the festival. Like
What are you
got
talking?
it.
You keep on saying that's the festival. What are you talking? We're talking festival, aren't we?
No, we're talking basic eats at Epcot
This whole time.
minus festival.
This whole time.
Well,
I thought we were talking festival.
we were welcome to
Whole
bring up festival. Well, you're talking Chef de France, and we're not talking festival.
Okay.
We're talking on a
Okay.
basic Epcot day. I feel I said that. We can look back. But
We will look back.
Yeah, we'll look back. But festival, I want to talk about it. I think it's for a different day though. We can delve right into festival. But I do want to ask something
Okay.
to kind of end this this particular episode. What is a short list of the restaurants that you have not eaten at that you really want to
In Epcot.
in Epcot?
So I would like to eat at Coral Reef.
Yep.
That is on the list.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to eat at the Cellier.
Oh yeah.
I hear only great things.
I blame myself. You should have gone there by now.
Yeah. I hear only great things.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as standouts, those two are the only ones.
Okay.
I'm open to others, but as far as standouts, like if I went by myself, I would make these reservations.
Yep.
Those two. Anything else, I would probably have to be with someone. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yeah.
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 What about you?
I just because it's a signature that I haven't eaten at Monsieur Paul, and right now it's not open. I'm hoping they do reopen. I'm not even that familiar with the menu, but it's simply because it's a signature that I haven't tried. Spice Road Table, I've said that I really want to eat at. And outside of getting a pizza at Via Napoli, I want to eat at Tutto Italia, and because that's the Italian sit down that I have not eaten at. And finally, I'll say Tokyo Dining for that sushi.
Gotta get that sushi. And while you're walking to that sushi res, pizza in
Grab a slice
hand.
of pizza at
Grab a
hand.
slice of pizza.
We can cheers to that, good
We
sir.
can cheers to that.
All right, man.
I'm all out.
I'm not. All right, have a good day, Andrew.
You too, John.
Take it easy.
Bye.